President-elect Trump's plan to revamp top intelligence agencies. This comes as he meets with intelligence officials tomorrow to get more details, that briefing on the Russian hacking of the DNC. President Obama receives his briefing today as a Senate hearing on the Russia hacking takes place. Let's bring in Garry Kasparov, chairman of the Human Rights Foundation, a Russian pro-democracy leader, and of course a former world chess champion, author of Winter is Coming, Why Vladimir Putin and the Enemies of the Free World Must Be Stopped. What is your take on the plan, and it's in the Wall Street Journal today, that Donald Trump's, his administration wants to revamp the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and also looking at revamping the CIA because they've become too politicized?
Look, I don't know the problems with the structure of CIA or other intelligence agencies. Maybe they have to be sort of capsized. Maybe they have to put more people in the field. But they have nothing to do with their findings about Russian hacking. And I hope these two things are not connected. Because, I mean, I have no doubt, about Putin's engagement. You have Putin's fingerprints, footprints all over the place. And it's not only in this country. That's why I would strongly deny any comparison of these findings with 2003 WMD failed conclusion of CIA, because at that time it was politicized. At that time, Bush 43 administration wanted this conclusion. Today, we hear reports from almost every major European country, intelligence officers reporting about Russians stealing secret documents and running kind of a cyber war to undermine democracy.
Donald Trump on Twitter has dismissed and mocked, to use the Wall Street Journal's language, the findings of the intelligence community, and actually was kind of referencing Julian Assange yesterday.
Julian Assange.
Yeah, that Julian Assange said a 14-year-old could have hacked
rapist hiding in Ecuador embassy in London. I mean, how on earth you can even quote this man, He's a criminal, he's a KGB stooge, and all we have is his, denial and also KGB denial. So I think that after 8 years of Obama administration that caused tremendous damage for the credibility of this country. I mean, now to keep doing similar things by ruining reputation of CIA, FBI, I think new administration must realize that the credibility of the United States is at stake.
But what do you make, though? You have Senators John McCain. He's holding this hearing today. James Clapper is going to be one of those testifying. Senator Lindsey Graham, they're talking tough about Russia. They're talking tough about greater sanctions, even beyond what the kind of lightweight stuff that the Obama administration did in the last week.
It's amazing that Obama administration has been sitting on this data for a long time. The last thing Obama wanted is actually to reveal it. That's why I think they deserve to lose. And even if this hacking had an effect on the elections, that was well deserved, because Obama didn't want to do anything about it, and he wanted to hide it, but he just couldn't. But again, too little, too late. And if Obama had this deterrence policy before, maybe we could not be seeing these consequences now.
Garry, it's almost impossible not to compare our face-off with Putin to a chess game. And if his first move was to remove all opposition at home, and his second move was to do some annexation, what is his third move, and how should we think about playing chess with somebody like Vladimir Putin?
Again, I have to defend the integrity of my game. I mean, please don't do chess, because in chess you have rules and it's a transparent game. Putin hates transparency. So Putin is a KGB guy, and he wants to play kind of clandestine games where he can, break the rules at any time. His goal is to undermine democracy worldwide and to show that he can intervene in America, in France, in Germany, because this is the only way for him to prove his invincibility at home. Anti-American propaganda has become a staple of his domestic policy.
Well, how do you checkmate him? How do we box him?
First of all, you have to remember that, even if you want to, negotiate with him, you have to do it as the leader of the free world. You cannot, use the interest of other American allies as the bargaining chips, because that's what Putin wants.
And so how would you characterize the sanctions that just came in where we export and kick out 35?
It's too little, too late, and it's not consistent. Fighting dictatorship, you must be consistent. We need a strategic plan, the same plan that, America had that from 1945 to 1990. And we're now entering a new, very dangerous phase of world history, and only the United States can come up with a plan to defeat Putin and other thugs.
I want to get to this news also, that the U.S. has sent special forces troops to the Baltic region recently to help allies fearful of Russian aggression against the U.S. and NATO allies. Plan to deploy at least 800 troops in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Poland by the spring. Your take on this move in terms of show of force?
I had my Christmas vacation in Estonia, many friends there. People are freaking out there. They are listening to statements of President-elect, and they are not sure that NATO will be defending them. And I think it's not fair even just to raise this issue, why American boys should die for the Baltics. We heard it in the late 30s. But also, don't forget, in 2001, boys from these countries went to Afghanistan after America called Article 5 of NATO. And again, if America shows weakness, it will have to come back later with much more forceful response.
Well, do you think the president-elect's position right now is dangerous? A lot of people are trying to label it as so that he's being somewhat dismissive, and also, but the other thing that he's doing is saying, let's take some time to evaluate and come up with a plan.
Look, first you have to accept the findings, because you have all the intelligence agencies, and also you have findings from your allies. America should coordinate the plan to oppose Putin's cyber aggression worldwide. And again, I hope that Trump's unwise comments are caused by his ignorance.
Go after the money. I'll leave it with that. Garry Kasparov, good to see you. As always, Garry Kasparov with us.